It's visible, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we are parallelly, as we all know, we are parallelly running one more class, which is on top of data structure and algorithm. And that particular class, we will be heading towards the curriculum of engineering, right? Means after data structure, we may start database management system, we may start operating system, we may start networking, whatever, depending on everyone's demand or which particular subjects we need to focus more. Depending on that, we'll go in that particular direction. But here, this particular class would be mainly focused on top of industry. I know here few person would be there who wanted to pursue higher studies. Okay. And few people after their graduation they wanted to get settled into their job life, maybe in a different organization. So this particular class would be important for both of the perspective. Why? Because if you just go for higher studies, then also you have to write some thesis, you have to solve some real world problems, right? So that is why this particular thing would be important for both the perspective. Okay. Now, mainly we will focus on the latest trend, which is AI, because you guys will see ample of news that okay, AI will replace everyone, blah 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 blah. Okay, so now we will deep dive into that process, that why, what particular the capability of AI, okay, and what AI can do in next couple of uh, years, maybe. Let me share my video as well. I can't open because the video is already getting recorded on the phone. Okay. So this is what it is. Now, what is AI? Okay, and now apart from AI, what we will learn? Okay, industry oriented class means first of all, if you just make something with AI, what you will do with that? You have to deploy it somewhere so that everyone else can use it. Let's suppose you make something that will remain in your computer, right? Let's suppose someone, you know how GitHub has created, means someone who created GitHub, right? How it is created? What is the purpose behind GitHub? Because that particular person was actually managing different projects. Okay, that person was involved into few of the projects. Now they wanted to manage those projects. Okay, they are writing some code. That person is writing some code, so that particular code should go into one repository, another repository, which particular project that code is belongs to manage all those things. A person name, I don't know, I forget the name. That person created GitHub, and after that that person realized, okay, GitHub is a very good tool he has prepared. Okay. So he should put it into the internet so that everyone can use it. So he deployed the whole project. So now we are using GitHub. If that particular thing was not coming into his mind, then he might not have deployed that particular project. So eventually we end up losing GitHub. Okay. So that is why any good thing which you are creating, okay, that needs to be deployed into environment, right? So for that deployment purpose also we will use cloud. Okay. So here two major thing, one is cloud and different thing would be AI. Okay, one is AI and another is cloud. Once you make something on AI, that particular thing we have to deploy it into cloud. That is why these two are the very important thing. This cloud you can treat it as a cloud computing, because you guys will have a class in your maybe fifth semester or sixth semester, sorry, seventh semester or eighth semester, you will have a class called cloud computing. You will have a subject, dedicated subject. So that cloud computing is the theoretical version of cloud. And this cloud computing would be the practical version of cloud. Okay. So this particular thing is expensive. You have to spend some money to have it. Okay. That is why I am having those subscription. I will tell you from my computer how cloud works, how you can deploy some of the AI project into cloud so that everyone else can use it. Clear? So these two would be the agenda for this particular class. And if you know what is AI, if you know how to create things, And we will discuss more about AI today only. So if you know this and this particular thing, these two things, if you know in a proper way, then you will be unstoppable in the market. Okay, and this is the high time. I'm telling you, in my college days, I don't know about these things. So I only know whenever I could know whenever I went to a company. Okay, organization. They taught me. Okay, they spend some time. They are giving money, means salary. At the same time, they are giving us knowledge. So this particular thing nowadays people are doing. But let's suppose you are having those knowledge beforehand, before joining to that organization. So definitely you will be the master person, right? Because in the interview, if you can express some of the concepts of cloud and some of the concepts of AI, then there will not be any reason why those company will not hire you. Understood? In the perspective of industry standardization and in the perspective of higher education, definitely in higher education also you will need this. Maybe in higher education you will not need that much on the cloud computing. Rather, you will be focusing more on top of AI because AI is full with mathematics. How AI is full with mathematics, I'm going in a minute. Okay, I'm coming in a minute. Now, my question is, what is AI? I just wanted to know from each one of you. Just one words, two words, whatever it is. What is AI? According to you.
Future job replacement.
No, that is not yet. Job will not get replaced.
Some intelligence which we create means human create intelligence, humans creation.
Humans
Human
creation.
brain in computer.
Human brain in computer. Okay. Any other thing?
Say
Anyone?
automated human work.
Automation, human work. Okay. Human work automation. That is a part of AI. I will come to that. So, yeah. Anyone else? Sakko, Onik, Subham,
Wait,
So
wait. Uh, Automation on your
automation. Automation is a part of AI. Again, I'm telling you. Automation is just a part of AI, not the full AI. Okay. Yeah. Sakko,
no, sir, nothing more.
nothing more. Okay. Yeah. Let's now come to the actual part. What is AI? So AI full form is artificial intelligence. Human intelligence you heard of, right? Human intelligence, right? Human have intelligence. Okay. If I just very simple example, if I just tell you, okay, I'm trying to make what say? Forget about it. Let's suppose I make a try to make a picture. Okay. Let's suppose I'm very bad at painting, but yeah, can you tell me what this picture is all about?
At a house.
Yeah, it's a house, right? It's a house, right? Now, it's a house. How you understand? It's not a proper house because if I just pull one of the image of a heart, okay, or house, then it is not actually resemblance. But you then also you understand why, because you have that knowledge. Now, computer can't understand. So, in some way, we will give computer that intelligence so that computer can also understand it's a house. You understood what is the means what we actually trying to do. The intelligence a human is having, the same intelligence we will give to computer. So artificially or intelligence, we can sell it as a artificial. Means artificially we will create intelligence. Understood? That is the task of artificial intelligence. Now the simple question: if human is having intelligence, then what is the need of artificial intelligence? Right? The second question comes. Let's suppose, do you know multiplication? Every one of you know multiplication, right? I'm giving you a multiplication into 3792. How much second you will need to solve this? I know each one of you can solve 223 into 3792. What would be the response? Every one of you can find out. But someone will take 15 seconds, someone will take 30 seconds, someone will take 1 minute either, right? But what computer will take? How much time computer will take? Maybe millisecond, even less than that, right? To understand or maybe to
Yes.
solve this particular problem, let's suppose it is a problem statement. So to solve this problem statement, it will take a millisecond. Now, human have intelligence, but human don't have speed. If I ask maybe Sakko that okay, today you have to write uh, 1 crore, starting from 1 to 1 crore, you have to write 1 CR. In one day, maybe he can't write. Okay. But if you ask the same thing to computer, maybe within 1 second he will write. Computer will write it. So now think about it. Computer is having its speed. Now, if we can provide that intelligence to that computer, then it would be unstoppable, right? Think about it. Today, let's suppose uh, you wanted to see a CCTV footage. Okay, some sort of robbery or something happened. So you wanted to analyze the CCTV footage. Now, to analyze 1 day of CCTV footage, you have to spend one more day, right? Because 1 day means it is a 360, this much of minute. This much of minute of recording you have to, or maybe more than that. Sorry, I forgot about it. But yeah, 1 day means 24 into 60. 24 into 60, that much of minute you have to spend to actually analyze the 1 day of CCTV footage, right? But think about it. If you can provide this task to computer can do it within 10 minutes. Let's suppose you wanted to find out, okay, let's suppose there is a petrol pump. Okay. In that petrol pump, you wanted to see when a fire means, let's suppose there is accident, it catch fire. Okay. The petrol pump. You wanted to see which particular time this happened. Now you don't need to see the whole video recording. Maybe you give it to computer, computer will find it out in 10 seconds. Why? Because it has to check all the frames. Now, as I said, whenever I just created a hut or a house, it understands, computer understands, okay, it's a house. Let's suppose we give that particular intelligence to computer. Now it understands it's a house. So computer can also understand, okay, whenever that petrol pump caught the fire, so if that particular time, if we can understand, then that problem can be solved within 10 seconds. So that much of understanding we have to provide it to computer, right? Similarly, today chat GPT and everything you heard of, right? This is also application of AI. It is application of generative AI, which is the most important thing you have to learn in today's date if you wanted to get a good job. Okay, if you wanted to get a good paying job, everyone is asking for generative AI. Okay, so this is one of the biggest field that we'll also learn because I am a generative AI engineer. Okay, so we will learn that how this generative AI, how this chat GPT actually work. What is the model behind it, how it is getting work. So if you be there with me for maybe next 5 6 months, okay, we will be end up understanding how ChatGPT works and how you can create your own version of this ChatGPT. Understood? Which can solve any of the problems. So ChatGPT is made for solving any problem. If you ask ChatGPT to write an email for you, it will write an email. If you ask to build Ghibli art, it will make it. Okay, so it can able to do everything. It can do everything, right? But what you can do is from that part you can use it for your own work. You can customize that chat GPT version. So how you can customize and all those things we will learn. Okay. Now let me come to the actual point. What is the spectrum of AI? Let's suppose this is AI. Okay. This whole thing is called AI. Now, now maybe Sibam said that AI means automating the task, right? Automating the task is this much of AI. This, the outer part. The inner part is called something else. The outer part is called RPA. RPA. RPA means robotic process automation. Okay. This is to automate the task. This is not the human brain only. This is to automate the task. Okay. Now, let's suppose you have created a robot. You have created a robot. Okay. Now, robot will have the physicality maintained. Robot needs to maybe walk. It should run. You have seen ample of videos where people have created a robot, but whenever robot is playing football, they can't even hit the ball. Okay, वो वहां पे ही गिर जा रहा है, right? It can't even walk
Yes.
properly. It can't even walk properly. So what is the problem? It is not the problem that okay, the structure is faulty. Whenever you also think about it, whenever a human baby born, okay, it used to take 6 months or 7 months to learn how to work. I mean, to walk, right? So that particular learning, if you can't provide it to AI in a proper way, if you can't provide it to human robot, provide it to robot in a proper way, it can't work because there is an art which leg has to be lift up for which how much second and everything. Those particular thing also come into robotic process automation. Okay, so the physicality or the hardware is also AI, and the inside brain software is also AI. So the outer part is hardware, which is RPA mostly, okay, which will automate the process in terms of software and hardware. Now the main and internal thing is called ML. You also heard of this ML, machine learning, right? So machine learning is a subset of AI. So there is a lot of other thing other than machine learning in AI, but machine learning is the most important part of AI. And inside machine learning, we have a layer called deep learning. This is called DL, deep learning. Now inside deep learning, you have a small part called generative AI, Gen AI, Gen AI. Understood? So this is something which we will deep dive. We will start from AI, then we will go to ML, then we will go to DL, then we will come to GenAI. Okay. So this is all the subsets. So ML is a subset of AI, DL is a subset of ML, GenAI is a subset of DL, and that's it. Any question till here? Now I'll explain what is ML, what is
No.
DL, what is GenAI. Understood. So our part would be in this AI field, our part would be first know what is AI, which is very simple, which I have already told with what is AI. Now next we will go what is ML. Then from ML we will deep dive into DL, deep learning, and then we will go to GenAI. Now for ML, an important thing which you have to learn is statistics. Is anyone here who know statistics? At least a few extent. What is mean, median, mode, standard deviation, normal distribution, all those
Yes,
things?
Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yeah, we know.
yes. Okay. Most of them don't know, right? So we will touch base this stat part as well because this is very important. I know, even if you guys know a few of the person, then also you will have few things which you need to know. Like I am sure you don't know what is R square, what is adjusted R square, what is chi square, what is ANOVA, right? You don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those kind of things I will touch base. So don't worry, if you know statistics, then also it's fine. It would be a revise for you guys. And who don't know, don't worry, I will touch base the statistics part as well. Okay, why statistics is important? Means why we will learn statistics here? Because everything, it's not a magic. AI is not a magic. It's a calculation. If I just tell you a simple, very simple thing, you will understand. I'm giving you some kind of example, okay? I'm giving you one input and I'm giving you one output, okay? Try to analyze the input and output. I'm giving you two. Input, output is 5. 3 input, output is 7. 12 input, output is 25. 20 input, output is 41. Do I need to give any other examples, some other examples? Or if I just give you, okay, tell me what is the, if 31 is the input, what would be the output? Can anyone tell me?
63.
Yes, it would be 63. Other than who said it? Anusmita, right? Other than
I have.
Anusmita, everyone else can say that 31 it would be
Yes, sir.
63. Yes,
Yes.
everyone understood? Okay, now think about it. What this particular thing is called. Why you understood this? Because your
Pattern.
brain, yes, your brain understand the patterns. Okay, this is just a pattern. Human used to think in the patterned way. Okay, because you have your brain which is full with axon and dendron. You know axon dendron biology,
Uh-huh.
neurons,
Yes, yes.
neurons.
Neuro.
Yes. So there is a layer in your brain like this. Okay, there is a layer in your brain like this. Yeah, each and every layer is connected in some way. Okay, connected. So the same thing we have to build it in computer so the computer can also understand. So this particular thing is called deep learning. How a human thinks think if we can provide the same site of structure to computer, so the computer can also understand these kind of patterns. That is called deep learning. Now, what is machine learning? Machine learning is if this is x and if this is y, then y equals to 2x plus 1. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no? Now, if you provide 2 here, it will be 5 output. So you understood this one. Now, human brain don't think in machine learning way. Human mind always think in deep learning way. Okay, but there is a mathematical calculation also. That is y equals to mx plus c. Understood? Everyone knows about equation of straight line, right? Y equals to mx plus c.
Yes, yes.
Y equals to mx plus c. So in that y
Yes.
equals to mx plus c, I provided m and c as 2 and 1. So that is how these particular things are prepared. Okay. So now your mind is not thinking about all those mx plus c, y equals to 2x plus 1 and so on and so forth. This is the task of machine learning. This is called linear regression. Okay, whenever we will do linear regression, that time you will understand it in a proper way. So this is the mathematical way we have to build up. Now, whenever we see everything in mathematical way, you will find out, okay, no, our brain is not thinking about mathematics. Our brain is not doing all the mathematics. So how our brain are actually understanding if 2 is the input, 5 is the output, 3 is the input, 7 is the output, 12 is the input, 25 is output. Then in terms of 31 input, output would be 63. How our brain understood, if we can replicate the same thing for a computer, then this deep learning approach come into picture. So you understood what is ML and what is DL? ML is a mathematical representation. Using mathematics, using statistics, we try to find out. We try to give output of a particular input. Okay. If set of inputs are given, we can give output. So that particular thing is called ML. Now we'll deep dive into ML once again. but I'm just giving you a brief about what is ML and DL, what is the difference between ML and DL. Machine learning and deep learning. Deep learning is just a human brain mapping. How you can do it, we will talk in later point of time. So now any problem to understand what is ML and what is DL, machine learning and deep learning. Machine learning is basically the mathematical representation. It will always talk about mathematics. It will always talk about the approach. Okay, like it is a regression analysis, linear regression. Some sort of thing was called logistic regression. Something would be called as SVM. Something would be called as naive Bayes. Lot of other different approach we will talk. We will learn in later in consecutive time. Okay, and then once we will learn everything, we will say these are not required. These are just for your entertainment.
These are
Now
what?
we will. These are not required even.
Oh, I
Machine
see.
learning itself is not required because human is not thinking in that way. Do you think whenever you get this kind of puzzle, or do you think whenever I ask that this image, I gave it to you and say what it is, do you think, okay, it is okay, this is a straight line, so it is ROC curve, so I have to put SVM here and do this, do that, and then you understand it's a house? No, right?
No.
Your brain always have that particular understanding, that particular what say training in your mind since childhood. That is why you know that okay, this is a heart. So the same way DL works. So we will learn everything about machine learning and then we will say bye bye to machine learning. Then we will deep dive into deep learning. We will know how to do deep learning, and deep learning will remain with you forever till you get a job, till you are settled into your life, till every time. Okay, you will use deep learning models. You will create deep learning models. Today also I have created one deep learning models. Okay. Any question till now?
No.
No. Now there is three type of machine learning models. There is three type of machine learning approach. Okay. So as I said, machine learning is all about mathematics and statistics. So we will put mathematics and statistics together to predict something. These all are prediction. Okay. Try to think in this particular way. These all are prediction. Okay. Now I'm giving you one example, then you will understand it in a proper way. Let's suppose. Okay, let me talk about three type of machine learning approach first, and then we will go for the example. Try to understand it in a proper way. Okay. So there is one type of problem statement where some input and output will be given to you, like in the previous example. Input and output would be given to you, not a single input output. Maybe some set of inputs and outputs would be given to you. Now, depending on that input and output, you have to find out some relationship between this. And once you find out some relationship between this, whenever you will get some unseen data, mean unseen input, which is not belongs to these inputs and outputs, so you can easily say what will be the output. This is the prediction. You
Sir,
got it or not?
can you explain from the start because my headphones are not connected?
Okay, okay. So in the machine learning is of three types. Okay, I will name all those three, but before naming it, this first type of machine learning, what type of problem it is solving is, it is having means you will have some inputs and outputs. Inputs and outputs. You will have this set of inputs and outputs. Understanding this input and output, you will build a model in your mind. You will build a mathematical calculation in your mind. Now, that particular calculation you will use whenever you will get some unseen data. So now you get unseen data. That unseen data, if you put into that calculation, you will get output, right? So that output will be your predicted output. For example, let me take one example. Let's suppose in Kolkata, one 3 BHK, 3 BHK not 3 BHK. Let's not take that example. So 100, 1000 square foot flat costs 50 lakh, let's suppose. Now, 100 and 100, 1200 square foot flat takes, let's suppose, 70 lakhs. Okay. 825 square foot flat will take, let's suppose, 40 lakhs. Okay. 900 square foot flat price is 45 lakhs. 2000 square foot flat price is, let's suppose, 110 lakhs. Okay. These are some seen data. Means these are inputs and these are outputs given. Inputs and outputs given. Now, someone said, no, no, I need a 700 square foot flat. So, how much would be the cost? You understood the problem statement. Now, for 1000 square foot, 50 lakh, 1200, 70 lakh, 825, 40 lakh, 900, 45 lakh, 2000, 110 lakh. Now, someone wants to buy a 700 square foot flat. So, what would be the price? Now, by understanding these data, you have to make a mathematical calculation. You understood, or you make a mathematical calculation. Now, this mathematical calculation, you feed this particular data. Then you will get some output. That particular output, let's suppose it came to 37 lakh. Let's suppose 37 lakh. So, by your calculation, it came 37 lakh. So, you can forecast, okay, if you wanted to have a 700 square foot flat, then you have to give 37 lakh. This is a one type of machine learning. This is a very simple type, but one type of machine learning. You got this example, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. Now, similarly, if I just give a proper example, this is how no broker used to find out the cost of a house, right? Because lot of other factors are there. It's not only about the square feet, right? Lot of other factors are there. So this is not relevant. But yeah, that is how it works. Now, let me come to a relevant example. Everyone knows if you just open your Google weather, they are saying, ki, okay, tomorrow it will rain at 3 p.m. Tomorrow it will rain at, let's suppose, 10 a.m. Something it is saying, right? How they can say it? This is also a mathematical calculation because Google uses this kind of big mathematical weather model. How that model is trained? Okay. Now, tomorrow is 10/10/2025, means 10th October. Okay. So tomorrow will have some humidity. Okay, that particular thing you can measure with any of the sensor. Tomorrow you know the precipitation is this much. Tomorrow you know that, okay, wind will blow with this much of uh, kilometer per hour, this speed. So if you know all those data, they have a big mathematical model. Okay, they will fit all those data to that mathematical model, and that model will give some output. Okay, there is a 80% chance of rain tomorrow, and the time may be 1 a.m. That is a very complex mathematical model. How they made it? They provide the billions of data. So let's suppose in 5 years ago, okay, whenever this kind of situation was there, it was raining since last 30 days or last 4 months it was raining. The precipitation was this much, the humidity was this much, the wind was blowing from this particular time of the year, this is the location. All those things are fed and fed with thousands, millions of data. Now, that particular mathematical model is actually understood everything. That is a weather expert model. Okay, if you ask anything, okay, humidity is this one, temperature is this one, and everything you provide, it will say, okay, it will rain or not. So this is also a predictive model. This is the this is the actually application of machine learning models. You understood? So this particular learning, is called supervised learning. Supervised learning, where the input and outputs are given for few data. Now you will get an unknown input. Depending on that unknown input, you have to predict what would be the output. Everyone got the point? What is called supervised learning?
স্যার
Yes, sir.
একবার ওটা সুপারভাইজ কি বললেন ওটা?
Supervised learning. This is called supervised learning. Machine learning are of three types: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So I will explain all the three things. Then you will understand what is supervised, what is unsupervised, and what is reinforcement learning. I will give proper example as well. So supervised learning, you understood. In supervised
Yes.
learning, you will get inputs, you will get outputs also. Means past data. Past data you will get. Now depending on that past data, if some new data is coming to your way, you have to predict what would be the output. Now, this input and output, these inputs are called feature. Throughout the machine learning journey or deep learning journey or AI journey, the inputs or all the independent data, independent variables will be called as features. Features, features. And this output is called label. Label. So now you will remember what is feature and label. Now in case of this weather, what I said, I will give input temperature, I will give input precipitation, I'll give input humidity, I'll give input what is the wind speed. So these all are features. So depending on that features, you have to predict the level. Level means whether it will rain or not tomorrow. Okay. If it is rain, then what is the time when it will rain? All those things would be called level. So, in other words, you can say in supervised learning, some features are labeled data you will get, and depending on that, you will create a mathematical model. And whenever some unknown data will come or unknown features will come, depending on that unknown features, you will get the level. You will predict the level. Everyone understood what is supervised learning? Now, if I give example of unsupervised learning, it would be very much easy. Everyone get supervised learning? Any question?
Yes.
Yes.
No, right? No question. Now, unsupervised learning. In case of unsupervised learning, if I said, okay, okay, we have how many people? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. We have 8 person here, right? Make two teams. Okay. If I say we have 8 people, make two teams. Who will be there in which team? How you will decide? Let's suppose if I had to make a team, then I will decide in this way. Okay, Onik, Sakko, Shivam, Somodeep, me, and Suman will be there in one team, and Onusmita and Kagi will be there in different team. So how I make this team? Based on gender,
Gender.
right? Right? So this may be one team. Now, if I had to make one more team, maybe I will say Onik, Suman, me, and Somodeep will be there in one team. So Onusmita, and no, sorry, Onik, me, Suman, and Gargi will be from one team, and rest of you will be from other team. Based on location, we all from a same district. Okay, so that is how we can make. Yes or no? So in this case, let's suppose I am providing you one good example. Now, if I ask make two group, which all you will make different group? Tell me. You may make this as group and this is another group. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Based on whether it's filled or not. Now, you may think, okay, no, depending on that color, I will make a group. But depending on color, if I try to make a group, then this will be a one group and rest of the thing will be another group. Why? Because it's mostly red. Okay. So this is mostly this is black and these are reds. Okay. Now if I say instead of two group, you make three group. Okay. If I had to make three group, then I will make a group like this where all the things are red. Now I will make a group like this black, and these two are a group. So I can make three different groups, right? So these all are human brain. Human brain is thinking in this way. It can make group in this way, right? So this is also one type of machine learning, where it will ask you to make groups. Understood? Where it will make where it will ask you to make few groups, and that particular group you will make depending on your knowledge. So computer should also make this kind of group. I will give a very proper example. Then you will relate with this problem statement. So this is called unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning, where you will get only inputs. You will not get any label data. You will get only features. You will not get the label. And depending on that features, you have to make groups. This is called unsupervised learning. Okay. Now let me give you a proper example. You all of you have used Spotify or Ghana or Geo7, right?
Yes.
Yes.
If you play one song, the next song, let's suppose you are not playing from a playlist. If it is a playlist, that's a different story. But let's suppose you just play one song. So Spotify used to provide a similar kind of song, right? So how
Yes.
Yes.
Spotify find out that this particular song also belongs to this group? Because each song is different. They can find out, okay, if you are, let's suppose, listening La List, okay, Arjit Singh La List, then they can find out, okay, this person loves Arjit Singh. So let me bring some other Arjit Singh song. That is also one type of group, right? Now, Spotify can think, okay, La List, it is Ram Leela, it is from Ram Leela movie. So maybe that person is very much fond of listening all the songs from Ram Leela movie. Okay, it can find out and give you another Ram Leela movie song. That is also another kind of group, right? Or maybe it can think it's a very classical song. Okay, La list. So maybe I should provide this girl or this boy classical music next. Okay, so this is wholly depends on different groups. So this is also a clustering problem. This is called clustering problem. So unsupervised learning or clustering problem. So machine learning is of three type. One is supervised learning, where you will get input and output, means label, features and label. You will get label data. Sorry, you will get label data, and depending on some unseen data, you have to predict which would be the response of it. Okay, which would be the output of it. And in this case, you will not get the label, you will get only the data, means features. Depending on that, you will have to provide different groups. That is called clusters. Okay, this is unlabeled data. Another example is, let's suppose you are watching Netflix movie. If you watch one movie, it will create a group and say that since you watch this movie, these are your recommendations. Have you seen this?
Yes, sir.
So this particular thing is also from a unsupervised machine learning. because it is unsupervised machine learning algorithm. Now, everyone have thought about this thing that okay, Instagram. Whenever I am searching something in Instagram or maybe I'm seeing the reel, depending on my mode, every reel is coming in this way. Have you ever seen this? Have you ever
Yes,
seen this
yes.
particular problem? Let's suppose you are watching a reel, okay? You are watching a reel. Now your mood is little bit sad, let's suppose today. Okay. You are watching reel and you will see after 5 minutes, you will see all the reels which is related to that mood only. Then everyone thinks, okay, Instagram is listening our words. Instagram is thinking about means listening everything which we are saying. Okay, it is not like that. So whenever your mood is bad, that particular time, unknowingly, you spend more time on the reel, which is little bit of sad. Okay. So let's suppose one reel is coming, you just put a up swap. You have swapped it. Means you are not listening, you are not watching that reel. Next reel come. You are not watching also. Next will come. You are not watching also. Next will come. That time you are watching it. Maybe let's suppose few more second you have spent there. Now that machine learning model understand. Okay, this person need this kind of reel. So frequently it will send this kind of reel, and it will try to understand. Okay, in the second reel also it spend more time. Okay, so third reel also it is spending more time. Means I understood he needs this cluster reels. So all the reels which will come next couple of hours is all related to that particular mode only. So that is how you think, okay, but how this particular thing is there? Yeah, some more things are also there. Let's suppose you want a badminton. You wanted to play badminton. Let's suppose you said it to someone, and somehow you search it or something happened in internet, Google. Everything is connected nowadays. You search internet. I mean, you search it in internet. Badminton bat or racket. Okay. Now you will see the racket championship in the Instagram. Okay, whenever you will listen or watch one reel, the next reel will come. So that is all depend based on this unsupervised learning algorithm. It has already created the cluster, and that cluster it will fill or give you those clusters data. Okay, those clusters reel every time, so that you will feel engaged. Understood? What is unsupervised learning? Anyone have any issues? Means just a high level of understanding. We will
No.
deep dive into it. Haven't understood, or you have understood? What is the case?
No, no, I've understood this. I have no
Okay,
doubt.
okay, 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 okay. So everyone in the same page. What is unsupervised learning?
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can we proceed further with the reinforcement learning, the last type of machine learning?
Yes, sir.
So reinforcement learning is very less used. Okay, it is very tough. We will not touch reinforcement learning. We will not study about it because we will study once we touch GenAI, and after that we will again touch this. That how you can do reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is whenever you have created a machine learning model. Let's suppose you have created a machine learning models. Okay. Now you have created a machine learning models means lot of data is fed into it. It is having lot of data knowledge. So now if you give some unknown data or unseen data, depending on your unseen data, it will give you some prediction. That is what machine learning model is. It will give you some prediction. So prediction can be one class in terms of unsupervised learning. It would be a class, right? Prediction can be a data. Like in supervised learning, you have seen that prediction is a data, right? So prediction can be a class or a data. That depending on which type of learning it is. But actually, ML is that machine learning model. MLM. Machine learning model is like that. If you give some input, it will give output. Now, let's suppose you give input and you get output. This output is wrong. Somehow it may happen, right? So whenever I have created this house, and Anusmita said it is a house. Okay. Someone may say it is just a few lines. It is not a house or something like that. It may not look like house. So let's suppose this machine learning model have done some mistake. Instead of saying it house, it is, let's suppose, saying it is a horse. Then will I take this response? Will I entertain this response? No, right? I will reject this response. Now, whenever I reject this response, this particular response again fed into LLM and say कि no no भाई, whatever you said is not correct. आपने जो प्रेडिक्शन किया वो गलत है. जब मैं वो बोलूंगा और I will feed in that way, so machine learning model will understand the prediction was wrong. So it will never predict in this way. The mathematical calculation or whatever it have created inside, so it will modify that mathematical calculation and it will make itself better every time. So that is called reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning, depending on the predicted data, even if it is true, let's suppose it says house, okay, it is saying it is house, then again this data would be trained. So let's suppose previously it was trained with 1000 data. Now, once it have done a right prediction, whenever user is saying, well done, you have done a great job. So now this particular model will be trained with 1001 data. So every time its knowledge is getting increased. That is what is happening in the chat GPT. You say, you every time afraid, na, okay, I have given my image. Now chat GPT will use my image to train its data. Everyone used to say it, right? So someone said, I have seen a funny post. Okay, someone said, okay, I ask Gemini or ChatGPT, whatever ChatGPT. Let's suppose I asked ChatGPT with my photo. I have sent the photo and I said, ki, okay, put a cap on my head. Let's suppose. Okay, and that particular person, or maybe that particular person was wearing a cap. Okay, and she or he is saying that put off the cap. Okay, and the portion which was covered, that particular portion, that person was having a mole, till. Okay, mole. Now whenever it is removing the cap, ChatGPT is showing that, okay, you have a mole here and it have created a image which is having actually the mole there, and that person is afraid, okay, how ChatGPT knows that I have a mole there, and so on and so forth, right? So ChatGPT is using our photos. Means some of the photo which I have uploaded in previous time, it is remembering those photos and it is creating something on top of it. It may, because whenever you are putting consent, that ChatGPT is always using this reinforcement learning. So its model was, let's suppose, trained with 1000 data. Whenever you have uploaded one image, it's trained with 1001 data. Okay, let's suppose similar kind of face was there in your previous image, and that particular image was having a mole. So the next image, whenever it is generating something, it is using that particular image to generate the next. So that is for reinforcement learning. So it will use your own prediction, use its own prediction, whether it's a wrong prediction or a right prediction. If it is a wrong prediction also, then it's fine. Right also, it's fine. It is using or it is updating its model every time. So every time it would be getting better. It is getting better. So the same kind of thing was there in chess, computer chess. If you just play a reinforced learning chess, right? A chess which is using reinforcement learning, then you will see this particular thing. That first time you will win to that computer played chess. Second time also you may win. And after that, third time you are not winning. Fourth time also you are not winning. Why? Because each and every step it is learning from your whatever step you are taking, right? The model is learning behind the scenes. So first time it is easy for you to beat the computer. Second time also may be easy. Third time it is not easy because it understood your pattern, how you play, what is your uh, opening way or everything. Like let's suppose someone of you are playing with me. First time you just beat me. Okay. And what I will do, I will learn, okay, this person is doing this castling there. Okay. So this person is opening and creating space over there. So me as a human being will also learn from your play, right? Every time. So me as a human being, if I can learn, we are giving the same intelligence to computer as well to learn at the same time. So that is called reinforcement learning. This is very much dangerous because it is using your old data and day by day it is getting better. Like as a human being, people don't need to teach you every time. You watch it and you train your model. You train yourself. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Understood? So three type of machine learning models three type of machine learning approach you understood. One is supervised learning. Another is unsupervised learning, and third one is reinforcement learning. Okay, we will be more focused on supervised learning. We will put little focus on unsupervised learning, and we will not give any focus on reinforcement learning as of now. Because if I just try to teach you or maybe discuss about reinforcement learning, tomorrow you will not join the class because it is so much tough. Okay, so we will touch the Gen AI first. Whenever you will have a good knowledge on AI, that particular time I can came out and say, ki, okay, let's now understand how reinforcement learning works. How I can give a feedback to my own model so that it can reiterate itself. Got it? Any question?
Yes.
Anyone, any question? So next day onwards, we will start with supervised learning. Now, what would be the prerequisite of supervised learning? As I said, some of the statistical knowledge, some of the Python knowledge, all those things you need. Because some of the modules are there like pandas. Maybe some one of you have already heard about pandas, NumPy, scikit-learn, matplotlib, plotly. Those are some of the modules which you have to know. I will touch one by one how it works, how in Python you can do this, and then I will come to the theory part of supervised learning. Then I will do practical. I will pull some real world data. That data I will train some model, and I will show how supervised learning works, how linear regression works, and everything. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Sir, yeah, so I have to